This is the beginning of the podcast with Coach Lee right here. Um, so, Coach Lee, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where did you come from? Stuff like that.
Born and raised in Lutcher, Louisiana, so right down the road, River Parish. My coaching career started at St. Charles Catholic while I was still finishing up, getting my degree at Southeastern. I spent 2 years there. From there, I went back to my alma mater and coached for a few years, coached the offensive line at Lutcher. From there, I moved to New Orleans and spent 5 years at Archbishop Rummel High School. And then from there is where I went on and coached the last 7 years at Nichols State University in Thibodeau. Then had the opportunity to come here, and here we are.
Yep, awesome. So, at Nichols, would you say it's kind of similar to how it is here, or?
Yeah, I mean, so football is football as far as that side of it, right? Like, there's nothing I'm teaching our offensive line here any different than the offensive line there.
Right.
I think fundamentals and technique and scheme stay the same. Now, you're dealing with a little younger of an athlete,
Right.
Where you might have a 14-year-old or 15-year-old in your own, where there you might have 23, 24-year-olds. So just, the difference in age, but it's still rewarding. You still see improvement from a 24-year-old just like you do a 14-year-old. So to me, that part doesn't change. I'm still coaching football and doing what I love, and you still impact lives, whether it's at an older age or a younger age.
Right. So, your love for football, like you just said, do you think that would carry on to, like, your family and your kids and stuff like that? Are you going to encourage them to play football as well?
I think so. I wouldn't force it down it, but I think they're around it so much. My little boys around it. Wanted to ride the bus home from the scrimmage the other day. So I think, most of us growing up, you kind of around your maybe your mom or your dad, and you kind of get the same interests as them. So they're involved already. They're 3 and 5, and they play rec, softball, and baseball, and soccer, and then swimming. So they're involved in. And that's how I was growing up. My dad ran the sports recreation department in St. James Parish. So every night I'm tagging along with him, and he wasn't a hunter or a fisherman, and so I didn't grow up doing those things. Where around here a lot of people fish and hunt, so I don't. So he was kind of my reason what made me fell in love with sports, and kind of why I'm took this path. So I would never force that. Hey, you have to play football. I certainly want it, because I think this game teaches you more than just X's and O's and techniques. It teaches you accountability and some toughness and things like that. So I would love for one day to be able to coach my son and kind of share the love of the game with him and teach him the things about the game.
Right. So, how long do you think you see yourself coaching in general? Like, not just for Riverside, but even if you would go on to recreation and stuff?
So people ask that, and I don't. We just talked about fishing and hunting. I don't have a bunch of hobbies. Football is kind of my hobby. In the off season, I enjoy going to watch NFL teams and OTAs and colleges practice and being around other coaches and sharing ideas and talking football. I could see this game being involved in my life as long as I'm here. Now maybe not at the same capacity as what I am now as I get older, as a head coach or whatever. We'll see. But I think this game will kind of always be in some kind of way involved in my life. I don't know if I have a year set on that. I know certainly until my 2 kids are out of high school. So I only had my youngest one's in pre-K 3, so I'll be coaching for a while.
Awesome. That's good to hear. It's very good to hear. So how do you feel about how the scrimmage went? Do you think our season's going to go, like, about the same, like, really good? Because I heard it went pretty well.
Yeah, I was excited. Getting on the bus after, there was some really good things. I was excited about our team. The one thing that, and they'll tell you this, if you talk to our players, is, we push them, and we've been hard on them in camp, and I hope they know why. I hope they know the reason, and it's 4 nights like that, and the scrimmage is not our end goal. I mean, we want to continue to play in November and December, right? So, Noah could probably tell you we got off the bus, and I kind of, I got riled up a little bit and got on some of them for some little things, nothing major, and you know, and instead of maybe taking that and quitting or, oh man, coach is, you know, upset, or I thought we came out and competed.
Right.
And so we showed a little toughness and a little, hey, things are not going great.
Learning from
we kind of
mistakes.
picked it up, yeah, from mistakes. And so that was a positive for me. And then, you know, at the end of the scrimmage, we did a 15-minute half or a 15-minute quarter where we kept score, and you know, it was kind of like a live quarter. And we go down 7-0 right away. You know, and I called the offense up, and it was really good body language. Everybody was looking up, and you know, I said, here's a test. Here's something like 7-0, 15-minute quarter. Let's see if we can answer. Let's see if we can come back and show a little bit about who we are and a little toughness. And we go 28 unanswered points and beat them 28-7 in a 15-minute quarter. So
That's great.
you know, I'm not here saying after one scrimmage we're ready to go and win a state championship. We got a lot of improving to do, but I took a lot of positives, and probably the number one positive of everything I saw is we played hard. And when you play hard, and when the defense is running the football and the offensive line is chasing the ball, a lot of good things happen, and you cover up maybe some of those mistakes that you go on Saturday morning. Then when you come on Saturday morning and watch the film with the players, it's a lot easier to correct and teach and show them what they did wrong after a win and maybe a loss, right? They're a little more energy about, hey, you know, let's see what the film looks like. So
Right.
I'm happy with our team. You know, there's some days that's not easy, but and they're responding to coaching. We got a really good coaching staff, and they push them, and we got some guys that I think want that. You know, they want to be coached. They want to, hey, what does it look like to, you know, get this thing back in its winning ways.
Right. Yeah. I completely agree. Honestly, I think that this season it seems like it's going to go a lot better than season have in the past. So, who would you say would be like one of the biggest surprises and some of the best leaders that would be on the team for people to look up to?
You know, surprises, and when I say surprises, like I kind of saw it, but surprises meaning maybe they didn't play a lot last year,
Right.
and they're going to be a key contributor this year. So when I say surprises, not that I thought they couldn't play for us. They just maybe hadn't in the past. And I'm going to tell you, Jarrett Campbell at corner is going to be an every down starter for us. So he's been a pleasant surprise. But I saw it in January with the way he was in the weight room, and you know, he's coachable, and he's a good kid, and so he started having some success in spring football, which carried over to the summer, and you know, he's had a good fall camp and a good scrimmage. So he's been a pleasant surprise. Somebody else that's new to the football team that you wouldn't have saw last year is Scott White, who transferred in, who's a really, really good football player. He's going to play some tight end and some outside linebacker for us. He made an impact Friday in the scrimmage with a big sack fumble, caught a couple balls. He's really good in the blocking game and the run game. He's a nice addition to the team as well. You know, along with a lot of the guys that, you know, that were contributors last year. Because there's some good football players. I don't think the cupboard's bare. Like, you know, we're saying we don't have we have talent. It's just teaching them the ways of what we want as a new staff, and you know what it takes to continue to play in November and December.
Right. Right. So, from changing from Nichols and places like Letcher to Riverside, has the staff and like the students made you feel like you're in a family and not just showing up to work every day, or?
I love it here. I think it's a special place. I think there's people. You know, I bring up Mr. Jeff Roussel all the time, who he's here more than I am, and he doesn't have kids here. He just loves the school. He's building the press box as we speak. There's just people that care. You know, there's moms that volunteer their time to bring breakfast on Saturday mornings or pregame meals. The students are great. I've got a lot of support, not just from the football players, but you know, just this alone. This is the podcast. I mean, I think this is something cool that brings to light our football program. Teachers are involved. I love our administration, Ms. Holly, and then I can't say enough about the elementary and being able to walk the hallways and see my two kids with me. I mean, that's a big part of what brought me here. You know, being able to bring my kids to work every day. So yes, it's a really small family atmosphere that I enjoy, and is what brought me back to the high school game. Like I said earlier, you're still coaching football, you're still doing the things you love, but you get to be with family and people that are family. And got to bring in a coaching staff, as you asked about, who are some guys that are really close to me that I got to either coach with in the past or against. So bringing those guys in make the job easier.
Right. All right. And just one more last serious question about the football team. Have you seen a major change in like attitude and like eagerness to win and to get to the victories as much as we can?
I do. I really do. I saw just a difference from January when I first got here in the weight room, and Noah can tell you just the way we kind of picked it up in the weight room, and not just maybe the way we lift, but being dressed and ready at a certain time, whatever your coach says to be dressed and ready, little things like that. The way we carry ourselves, body language, little things outside of maybe what you see on film that I see a big improvement on. And talking about Friday, the scrimmage, something I was really excited about besides, the playing hard, and there were some good things on film, is I thought we genuinely pulled for each other. I thought when somebody made a play, it wasn't about look at me, it was about everybody else celebrating his success.
Right.
And I think when we can do that and really become a team and make it about Riverside, not yourself or drawing attention to yourself, I think the individual success comes along with that, right?
Yeah.
If you have team success and the wins start happening, you start to play in the November and December, there's enough to go around for everybody, right? People will start asking about it, things like this start happening, the interviews, the camera, and you'll get everything you want. You don't have to draw that attention to yourself. So I see those things happening. I see us excited. The way we act in a meeting, I see guys wanting to learn about their opponent and learn football, and I only think that's going to get better. I mean, we're still in week one. I told the team after Friday when I kind of got on them about dress, on how we're going to dress and how we're going to, that I wanted to do that now in a scrimmage before we doing this week 6, right? When the games really matter and we in the district play. And, I wanted to get that done now. That way when week 6, 7, 8, 9, it's just rolling. Yeah, we're getting better and better, and we're focusing on football, not the little things that are distractions.
Yeah. I think the whole Riverside, we are one mentality is really important to have, especially with our other groups such as volleyball, softball, baseball, soccer, the band, the football team, all of the groups that we have. I think that's really important for all the groups to come together rather than be separated.
Sure. And
I feel like it's really changing a lot this year.
Yeah, I think that's what's something that's very unique about this place. We talked about the weight room. I think it's cool that I get to watch Felton lift in the weight room every day, and I'm not just around football players all day, right? It is a smaller setting. I want to go watch softball games. I want to go watch volleyball games. I want to encourage the football team to be at those games because I want those same girls at our football game, right? So we're going to be at volleyball games. We're going to be at softball games. I do feel that. I noticed it a little bit in the spring at the softball games where a lot of our football players would be there, and you can see a difference. Like, fans make a difference.
They do.
It matters. You ask our boys, they want a packed house on Friday nights and home games. Like, you feel energy kind of feeds energy, and it's contagious, right? So when you walk out for stretch and it's a packed house and people are tailgating, and man, you kind of feel that in the air, that October sky, Friday nights, like, that's very, very important. So I've been encouraging students, not just athletes, come to the game, get a student section, enjoy those moments, because I would give anything to go back to those Friday nights. So I think that's very unique about this place. So yeah, if you're listening, come out. Next Friday night we home against St. Thomas Aquinas. We got the Jamboree this Friday. Let's pack it. And let's give our boys something they can remember. Give the team. Because I promise you, they doing what we ask of them. So it'd be nice to walk out on that first home game and have a packed house.
Yeah, I'm getting chills just thinking about that.
Me too.
All right, Noah, you want to ask some of the fun questions?
So since you've been at Riverside, have you eaten a hot lunch? And if so, what's your favorite hot lunch that you've had?
Yeah, so Probably, unfortunately, I've ate a lot of hot lunches, and Ms. Lee loads up the plate, so I need to kind of watch how many times I do eat hot lunches. Favorite? I'll go dirty rice baked chicken.
Dirty rice baked chicken.
Yeah, dirty rice baked chicken.
That's pretty solid.
Gotcha.
That's a pretty solid choice. I'm not gonna lie.
So, in the summer football
Okay.
or spring football, what was the funniest moment that happened that you could remember?
Funniest moment that happened. Oh man. You gonna help me out? I'm trying to think of something that funniest moment that happened.
Something that just made you crack up laugh
With the team?
with the team.
Man, you put me on the spot here. I don't know if I got one offhand. Shoot. Can we come back to that one? I don't have one on mine. You got something that you remember that happened? I don't have anything right now. Let me come back to that one.
You come back to that one?
Yeah, I don't know if I got anything.
Okay, so what's your favorite Marvel movie or like series?
All right, so if Coach Pierce is listening, he's gonna laugh because I'm not a huge movie person. I know that might sound weird to whoever's listening, especially Marvel and anything. Maybe I don't have a great imagination because
Right.
anything with like Harry Potter and all Star Wars, I don't watch that. Like anything, if the first scene of a movie got a dragon or something's on, I'm out. I don't know why.
It's just realistic.
Real movies,
Yeah.
that's all I
You
can.
like real movies?
Yeah, like if you started talking about TV shows, and I've never watched a whole series of any of those shows that
Never.
y'all. No, I'm kind of the odd man out when those conversations start taking place. So
Gotcha.
Marvel, give me some Marvel movies. I don't even know what's under that.
Like the
class.
Avengers, Black Panther,
Never saw either.
Iron Man. Never seen
Batman's Marvel?
No, Batman's
Okay.
DC.
You laughing at me? I don't know. Batman, but
Batman,
that doesn't count.
DC.
I like Batman: The Dark Knight with the Joker, but I know
That
it's not
was a good
Marvel.
movie.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
movie.
So what is your favorite movie? Like top 3 movies.
Top.
Yeah, so like I'm an old football coach, I guess. Movies like Rudy and Remember the Titans, right? Like
Yeah.
stuff like that. I'm I like Denzel Washington.
Mhm.
Some of his movies, like Equalizer, things like that. I'm a big Denzel Washington fan. I think
Right.
he's really good. But not a huge like. Don't have Netflix and Prime, and I got Hulu, but I don't watch a lot of movies. I really don't. So, Lion King.
Lion
There you go.
There you
Lion
go.
King is
That's
one of
a
my
very
favorites.
good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you today on this podcast, and I genuinely think that we're gonna see the football players and the football team like go off. They're
We
just
will.
gonna go great this
We
year.
will.
So it's been a pleasure, and I want to thank you for coming out here today, being on the first podcast of the school year,
First one. Huh?
and yeah, that's about it.
Appreciate y'all anytime, man. I'll come back every week to just talk about what we're doing in the back. I think it's awesome that y'all doing this.
Yes, sir.
I'm proud of you guys and everything y'all do with the paper. So anytime you want me back, so go Rebels.
All right.
Go
Yes, sir.
Rebels.
Thank you.